So, I have a little case study that I want you to think about over the next week and answer this on PackBack. I'm going to post this question on PackBack, and you can take this in any one of a number of directions. So, you use PackBack, answer this question, and you will have our PackBack, and we'll answer it for this week, and we will collect the answers and talk about it a bit more in our classes next week. This case study deals with the National Association of Wheat Growers and an action that they took. The National Association of Wheat Growers is an advocacy group, and the members of it are farmers. So they're farmers who are wheat growers. And what the National Association of Wheat Growers do is advance wheat, as this says, through advocacy, alliance, and innovations. Another word for it is a lobbying group, and so they lobby Washington for the interest of the National Association of Wheat Growers, or wheat growers in general. Here is the question that I want you to think about, and this is it. Recently, and this has been within the last several years ago, the National Association of Wheat Growers took a different stance on biotechnology. And again, biotechnology is the insertion of genes into the plant. It's GMOs, and we've talked about GMOs. Here is their statement that came from their website, and essentially they said, research is vital to wheat growers in the United States in order to improve productivity. And listen to this, reversing the declining acre trend and to help the U.S. wheat growers feed a growing global population in a sustainable way. Biotechnology, use of GMOs is one of the plant science tools available to do that. So in essence, wheat growers are saying, let's get on the biotech train. Let's get GMOs in wheat. Up to this point, and actually still, if you buy wheat, bread, and wheat is used to make bread, but if you buy wheat, there are not, and let me rephrase that, there are not any GMOs in it. Your wheat, your bread may have GMOs in it, but it does not come from the wheat. The switch from supporting to non-supporting GMOs is recent. It's been within the past several years, and as that slide said, one of the things that are leading to this is this fact that wheat has been declining in acres. Here you see wheat acres from 2004 up till projections for this year, 2021. And if you look at 2004, they're all much closer to one another. And that as we're moving through time, wheat acres are moving down. And look at those moving down relative to corn and soybeans. Over time, in the United States, what you can see happening is corn and soybeans are gaining acres, wheat and many other crops are losing acres. If you read the last statement, one of the reasons why wheat growers believe that this is happening is because of yield not keeping up with yields with corn and soybeans, for example. So if you're looking at wheat, in the United States, acres of wheat have been going down, and farmers have been switching to corn and soybeans. Again, one of the reasons why wheat growers mentioned in that previous statement is that yields have not been keeping up. Here is the graph of yields, and the dotted line here goes back to 2000, shows wheat yields compared to corn and soybeans. What we did here was divided all these yields by the 2000 yields. So if you look at them all, they're starting in 2000 at 1. And as you can see here, corn and soybeans typically are above wheat yields. So since 2000, usually corn and soybean yields are above wheat. You can say, is that an important trend? Is it or is it not? But again, going back to the National Association of Wheat Growers, are saying this is important, and that to compete with corn and soybeans, we have to have these traits in the wheat to increase our yields and keep us competitive with corn and soybeans. Again, that is a switch from what it has recently been. Previous to this, in the 1990s and 2000s, many farmers did not support GMOs being placed in wheat. And you see an article listed here, and that is linked to in this program description, so you can go there and look at it. But up to this point, there's no wheat varieties that have GMOs in it. Monsanto, prior to being Bayer, developed a GMO for wheat that was Roundup Ready resistant, so it was glyphosate resistant. Much of the reason why that was not released was because from opposition from farmers. So you can think of it this way. There is corn, very aggressive on the adoption of GMOs, and then there's wheat, not aggressive. And there could be good reasons for that. All right, if you think of corn, it's used primarily in livestock feed and ethanol. It isn't directly fed to humans except through corn syrup. Compare that to wheat, where one of its major uses is the making of bread. So you take wheat, harvest it, and it almost directly goes into the food supply in the form of bread. So perhaps, and it's hard to get in the minds of farmers, but perhaps some of the reason why farmers oppose GMOs was because they're concerned if we put GMOs in wheat, our wheat usage may go down. However, in the meantime, celiac disease or celiac concerns in wheat have arisen, and wheat bread consumption has gone down. Here's that article, and again, this is linked to in our into this program description. And again, it was from April 25th, 2003. To make this saga a little bit more complicated, Roundup Ready, as we said, was developed. It was never approved for production, but some GMOs in wheat were found in Washington State. Here's an article that describes it, and I have linked that again into this program description. So here's your PackBack examine. Was NAWAG correct in switching its decisions and supporting GMOs? Again, put it in PackBack, discuss it amongst yourselves, and we'll bring this into our discussion next week into class.